Welcome to Mr. Fisher Flips 3rd grade math. Today's lesson is Math Expressions, lesson 3-14, and our objective is to use graphs to solve time and measurement problems. We're going to solve these word problems using data in line plots and scaled bar graphs. Well, before we started, I wanted to show you what these Common Core objectives are. We have Common Core Standards 3, OA3, MD3, and MD4. What exactly are those? Well, I wanted to show you because 3rd grade's going to get harder unless you understand where these are coming from. What we want to be able to do is orders of algebra and number sense. We want to know how to multiply and divide within 100 to solve word problems. We're already working with those problems. We're trying to figure out the times tables where you're working with division. We also want to draw a scaled picture graph and a scaled bar graph to represent data. Well, we started to do some of that last week when we did pictographs. So you guys are understanding that those pictures represent those bars, and for some of us they represented pets or food or ice cream or something that we like to collect. So you're starting to understand how that works. Well, we also need to be able to generate measurement data by measuring lengths using rulers marked with halves and fourths of an inch. And you guys have been able to do that. In fact, you're getting so good at it, you know exactly where the rulers are and you know where to put them away, correct? Well, I wanted to show you that because we're trying to do all 3 of those objectives in this lesson. In a way, the measuring is a little bit stretching it. Well, this Wednesday you will also be getting your grades. By Wednesday you should be getting all your papers back. We'll be trying to do makeup all this week, and it's all about reviewing this week. And I will also be sending home a survey about how this flip lesson is working for you as a student, for you as a parent. For Mr. Fisher, I'm doing my own evaluation to see if this is actually a good process, whether you as students are learning, and I want to be able to continue this, but I want to make it better. So be looking for that survey. I want to ask questions like, what can make this whole process better? Are we learning how to do math? Are we helping each other? How confident do you feel after the material has been presented in the video, and how much more confident do you feel after you've been able to discuss it with your classmates? So I'm going to be sending home a survey that you can take online, or that you can take as a paper and pencil, and you'll be able to send that back to Mr. Fisher. And in a way, with this trimester ending, we're going to try and start with some new direction, but at the same time not change too much, but keep going with a better focus. And so I want you guys to be able to be aware of that. Well, as you can tell, we want to get started. Let's start with Becky. Becky is placing pennies in rolls of 50. If a penny weighs about 3 grams, so now we're using weight. Mr. Fisher wants to make sure you understand how to do weight. That's only 3 grams. And we write 3 grams as 3g, period, 3 grams. So, but we want to know how much 50 of those pennies weigh. How are we going to figure that problem out? The best and easiest way would be to take 50 times 3. Now, if you recall, there's a shortcut. What's that shortcut? That's correct. We take 5 times 3 equals 15, and we also have to add that 0. So this 0 falls down to the bottom, and now it becomes 150. To check our answer, let's see if we have the right answer. We're going to erase this. You guys can't see it, but it is about 150 grams. So what did I forget? I did forget to put down the unit that we used. We always want to label what we are working on. Well, I've had a request from some students that they want to be able to practice their fours. So on the website I'm going to put these two links on the blog. This is from Fun Time Videos, and it's Tee Hee How Town, and it's just practicing the fours. Well, what I've noticed though, practicing fours times tables is okay, but what we are really struggling with is the divide. And so I've actually provided an extra link here that you will be able to show you how to get to divide by fours. So if you look at dividing by fours, I've provided this link from IXL, and they're a national website that is known for math and math concepts specifically. So if you do this quick quiz, it'll give you a SMART score out of 100. And I think I can do this. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. I push submit, and it will keep track of how well I do. And notice there's dividing in different ways. 40 divided by 4 equals 10. And keep it up. 20 divided by 4. So there's something to be looking at. While we're talking about the blog, I've also added a lesson outline. I've had a lot of requests for parents and students to be ahead of the game or to understand what's happening on Monday and Tuesday so that this lesson will make more sense. So I've provided the notes and the classwork that we will be doing in class, so you guys can see ahead what's going on with the math part. Well, the other part I found is this other link, and then this link takes you to the e-manipulatives. And this is the best one right here, the multiplication table. It's an electronic multiplication table, and you can find out 6 times 5 equals 30. Your fours times tables, 4 times 6, 4 times 8, 4 times 12. And it'll give you a quick look at how that's done. Or we can do it 12 times 4. We can even go backwards. 48 divided by 4 equals 12. I want you to practice those so you can be able to get better at your multiplication and division. Well, today's lesson is going to go over the bar graphs, of course, and let's go ahead and make one right now. Let's change the title to Miles for Computers. Let's do what? Let's tap on that and make it duration of a day. And how many? Let's change that to miles. And now let's tap inside each empty cell to select. Let's go tap the rows. Let's make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Show name Monday. And Tuesday, T-U-E-S, period, abbreviated. Wednesday, Thursday, capital T-H-U-R, period. Let's do my car. I always take care of my car on Thursday. And Friday, well, let's see if we can change the scale right here. There we go. Change the scale to 200. 100, 200. So now we can count by 20s all the way to 200. By changing the scale, we want to say on Monday we had 20. On Tuesday we had 80. On Wednesday we only had 60. On Thursday, it was our best day, we had 140. And Friday we only had 100. Well, what is the title for this bar graph? Miles for Computers. What does the vertical axis show? The days of the week. What does the horizontal axis show? The number of miles completed. And where is the scale? The scale is right down here on the bottom. And why is that important? It tells us how many miles each bar represents. So let's explore this a little bit further. And what I want to be able to do is show you how to make a line plot. So what we want to do is make a line, and what we're going to do is make this line, and we're going to draw, we're going to say this is time to complete 4 laps in minutes. So pretend you're doing laps in the gym and you want to be able to show how long it took to do 4 laps. Well, we need some data points first of all. So first of all, we need to figure out how long it takes to do 4 laps. So I'm going to go run around the track. And it took me and my friend, I'm going to have to put some friends on here, and let's just make this so that we have some different times. Let's go with, took me 8 minutes. Took my friend 10 minutes. All these times, but we need to figure out, we have one person that did it, we had 3 persons that did it in 10 minutes. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 people, 5 people that did it in 12 Now let's ask you some questions. What is the least value on the line plot? The least value on this line plot is this number right here, 8. Okay, what's the most? The most is this 20. And if we take and find, why are there so many dots on this number 12? Why are there so many dots on that number 12? That's where most of the people were able to come across the finish line, was at the 12-minute mark. So we're learning as we go. This is a line plot, and so for you that might be confused, I would check lesson 3-13 to figure out how to do a line plot properly. Here is a bar graph. Let's look at it. Hey, there's our miles for computers. There are 4 riders on each of the 5 teams. If each team completed the same number of miles, how many miles did each student ride on Wednesday? So if we look at Wednesday, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 40, the number of miles complete. Well, I want you to stop, see if you can figure out this answer, and then let's figure it out together. Time to figure it out together. We have 40. 40 is the number of miles completed, and we see that there were 5 teams on Wednesday, and they all completed 40 miles. So how many did each of them complete? 8. If we take, each team had 4 riders, we take 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So let's check our answer. Our answer should be 2 miles. This is the line plot. Let's see if you can figure this one out. Okay, let's figure this one out. If we look at the whole numbers, most students completed the laps between what times? Between 13 and 14? Nope, there's only 1, 2, 3. Between 17 and 18? Nope, 1, 2, 3. How about between 14 and 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I say there's 10 between 14 and 15. Between 15 and 16? Oh, look at that. I would say between 15 and 16. There's a lot there. How many are there total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11, and if you count right by 15, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's 16. Let's check your answer. And it is between 15 minutes and 16 minutes. We're going to see that the physical fitness coach, the PE coach, asked her students to walk around the track 4 times, just like the problem we just did earlier. What is the difference between the greatest and the least amount of time students took to walk 4 laps? So you're understanding now that we're trying to make these problems understandable to us. Line plot shows us that the greatest amount of time is 18 and the least amount is 13. Now let's look at number 8. Did more students complete the laps in 16 minutes or more in the 15 and a half minutes, or fewer? You guys can figure that part out by counting. Bonus question. How many feet are in 3 miles? Here's where we're at. We're going to sum up where we've been. I've tried to show you what a bar graph is, how to use it. A line plot, I've reviewed how to use that and what it is. So that's the main objective. So check your understanding. Do you understand what a bar graph is? Do you understand what a line plot is? Do you know how to read those two graphs? And if you're given a problem, would you be able to understand how to work it? Let's look at our WSQ to finalize our lesson today. Where and who were you with? Sum up what you saw and bring some questions. We want to be able to answer some of those questions. To finalize this, here is your homework. We're going to look at the coach of the girls soccer team measured the height of players to the nearest half inch. And there's 2 questions I want you to answer. The heights, how many players are at 47.5 inches? And what is the difference in height between the tallest player and the shortest player? And that's all I have for tonight, so make sure you don't find any dogs on your way home. I don't want your homework being eaten. And basically stay away from Garfield. Good night. Thank you.